Hello, people. Hello, dearies. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tunde-Osibote. Welcome. If this is your first time here, subscribe and thumbs up the video. Okay, so today is story time. Okay, so I'll be sharing with you things that shook my wedding plans. Yes, things that made me almost say, I'm not doing again. It's not like I'm not marrying my husband again. Like this wedding, we have to move it or do it later. So things like that. Of course, not like I'm not marrying him again. So I got married in July 7, 2020, this year. So it's just been about 5 months. Yes, 5 months into our marriage, and it has been amazing. Trust me, amazing. So stay tuned. I will be right back. Now, the very first thing that happened that was like, oh God, what is this? Was my uncle saying this wedding must hold in the village. Yes, this wedding must hold in the village. I've never been to the village before. I don't know anybody in the village. Even my parents, they don't go to the village like that. But it was like, this wedding must be done in the village. Hey, uncle, no now, please now. My mom was like, no way. Mommy, I love you. Mom was like, no way, my daughter is not going to the village. She's not going to the village, please. My uncle said, no, we must go to the village. Village, we must go. It was quite frustrating. Hey, me, I was angry. I spoke too. Uncle, blah, blah, blah. I remember getting over there, and God was telling me, Madam, calm down. Do you have power to fight for yourself? Can you fight? Should I leave you to fight? I say, God, please forgive me, but this thing is paining me. We begged you. What do you want? We are going to send money. Let them come. We'll give them money. Let them come. He said, no, we must go. So he now made one suggestion that I cannot forget in my life. That suggestion, people of God, I'm coming. Just stay tuned. I'm coming. So the suggestion was that okay, since you love this person so much and the marriage had to go on, move in with him. Don't pay anything. Later, when you like, you cannot go and pay. I said, Uncle, what do you say? I should move in with a man that's not paying my bride price. We should be living together. They don't do that. He has to pay something. I cannot be living with someone that did not pay on my head. Say, because you are not going to the village. At this time, it was becoming tensed. And even before this, other things had been happening. Because, okay, we started marriage counseling in January, at the beginning of the year, which was supposed to end in April. Yes. And our wedding was scheduled for July. So it was like, oh, fine, we had enough time after the counseling for the wedding. And in March, COVID. In fact, that was like, COVID was like, boom. For the first weeks we were in the house, we're not doing anything. We did not have an idea if the world was coming to an end. If we're going to survive, like, we did not even know what was happening. So COVID was there. Counseling had to stop. Obviously, we've done January, February. So counseling had to stop. No counseling, no wedding, If you go to the church that I went to, no counseling, no wedding. So we could not go for counseling anymore because of the COVID. We're in the house. My uncle was insisting that we go to the village for the wedding, okay? Because we're still trying to make plans. It's okay, what do we do? What do we do? So we must go to the village for the wedding. Counseling was not holding. Thank God that, okay, fine, technology. We started using other means for counseling. We started using Zoom meeting and other virtual, platforms for our counseling. It was in between we learned that we're supposed to go to the court to collect Form C before the church will join us. How come we did not know about this? How come you did not tell us that we're supposed to go to the courts? They are saying this now I think in April or May. They're saying this in May. Court was not opening. Nobody was going to courts. COVID. So how do we collect Form C for you to join us? Church was saying no Form C, no joining. Hey, haha, my people. It is well. What do we do? We're supposed to fit, so we just started doing the process. We have to contact somebody. Okay, fine, want to get married in court, what do we do? Blah blah blah. It was a long process. It was a very long process. After that, then we had to submit our lists to. So the church said they want to see the bridal list, the things that were going to be offered. So we submitted. They say, they cannot work with this list though. That there's alcohol in the list. Yeah. It was an amazing journey. And there was alcohol in the list. That if the church would attend, then alcohol would have to be out. Hey, and from Edo State, my dad drinks on a normal day, let alone his daughter's wedding. You ask him that he should not collect alcohol. My dad was like, no way. If that's the case, I should go and meet the church. He dashed me to the church. He dashed me to the church. Then people were coming, people with different social, which is more important? Your parental blessings. The parent must bless you. Leave church. Different ideas. Don't scrap church wedding. Are you alone? Church wedding. Your church wedding. Kuro. Child Nico. This is I'm saying that and I'm laughing. I'm smiling about. It was not easy. Like, I legitimately just wanted to run away somewhere and just, catch my breath and say, what is happening? What is really happening? So, Daddy said there was nothing he could do about it. Daddy, how will he tell the elders that they were not going to drink? We started looking for what to do. So I had to call my spiritual father, who was not longer my pastor. I had to beg him, Daddy, this. So he now had to, have a meeting with my dad, then beg him, Daddy, please, let's just do this for the list for the church. Let's just do this. And that was how we managed to remove the list, the alcohol from the list. So every other thing was now presented to them. So don't forget that we still have the going to the village thing. Okay, then obviously there was lockdown, so no venue. Okay, where do we now want to use for the wedding? Church was not opening. Church said we cannot do wedding in church. Church was not opening. So where do we now want to do wedding? Now became another thing. Okay, where? No music. Hey, oh, people of God. So we had to start looking for places. Where do I use for my wedding? When we already had plan, we were going to take a hall. I almost paid. I almost paid for, an event center, in the early, like, okay, I got an offer to pay early so that, for discount and all of that. I almost paid. So we started looking for where to use. Thank you, my uncle and my auntie. Amazing people. I'm going to put their pictures. I think I'll attach their pictures to this video. amazing people. So they gave us their space to use. I used their sitting room. They have an amazing, very special sitting room. So we started to use their sitting room for the wedding. So we said, okay, fine, no, nobody, oh, just 30. 30 guests. That was the plan. Because of the COVID, 30 guests. Let's just do something small. Just pay the bride price and everybody goes. Then we scheduled the church wedding. Of course, church wedding was still hanging because we still had to go to court. From C was not ready. We did not even know, and all of that was not ready. So church wedding, well, that's like another story entirely. Oh, it's still the child we're still battling with. So we came up and they allowed us use their space for the wedding, and we started planning, still talking to my uncle. Let's use Lagos. We'll send money to them in the village, or if they have to come, and all of that. We're still talking, begging on that. So it now came to issue of size. Oh yeah, how many persons? We said 30. My mom now said, lie, you 30 girl. My daughter's wedding. How can you be 30 guests? Lie. How this person will not come? I said, okay, fine. Mommy, make your guest list. Let me see. When my mom submitted her guest list, I was shook. And of course, we're going to use the sitting room. So, we had to cut down a lot of things. There was not even ivy. Like, I didn't print any ivy. There was no ivy at all. I said, Mom, something to look at. If you see the guest list, I said, okay, if only you are bringing like 50 persons, what will my in-laws bring? My own friends, my husband doesn't even have plenty of friends like that. What his own friends, what will happen to us? It was like, see, this life. That was like another thing. My mom was very angry, shouting, her daughter's wedding. She will not do this. I said, no souvenir. No, I don't do anything. I'm not doing anything. I just want to get married and go. I don't want all this frenzy and paparazzi. Just because the tension alone was enough. Okay, so God, we were able to make her agree. And she said, okay, fine. She just said, okay, fine. No problem. Ashe, I'm deceiving myself. You see that trailer video I posted? That was me. I was still waiting. I'll find a way. Then I was waiting for, the event to start. By the time I came out, presentation of the bride, the people I saw, my auntie was still telling me when I was like that she has counted the stairs alone. It was in the living room that they were up to 100. And I'm like, that's not true. It's not possible. By the time I came out, you see people. Nigerian weddings. Who told these people that I was getting married? Downstairs, there was canopy. I said, hey, lockdown wedding. Even it's supposed to be a lockdown wedding, but the people, I was amazed. Like, I was amazed at the turn up of people, Thank God. So these were some of the things that shook our plans. Going to the village, wedding list, lockdown, then money. I started to leave this one till the last. Money. Oh, who plans wedding without money? Who? That was another thing. There was lockdown. I couldn't do anything. Like, okay, I was still doing side things, but it's not like when there was no lockdown. You couldn't even ask anybody. Nobody could give you anything. Who? People that were still trying to sort themselves out, give you something. But I serve Jehovah Jireh, the Lord my provider. Yes. See, that is what God is to us. What we got to a strange source of supplies. Like people I never thought of. People that, I already had in my mind that, I was going to get married. Like, I already felt like this person was going to give me. This person, I already had people in my mind, know how. That when you build those kind of, for me. If they'll give me, at least they'll give me like 50, 20, 10, 5. Money came from the people I do not even expect, like the least people, the people I was not even thinking about. Strange source of supplies. Strange source of supplies. That's what we got. And we did not have to owe anybody, because we did not have to borrow anything. Everything just went on smoothly. We used what we had, did what we were able to do, and we got our blessings, parental blessings, and we moved on. Yes, we moved on. That was how the traditional wedding held. I'll put the picture of traditional wedding. You get to see it now. Then after the trad, it was that time for church. This was like, woo! So it's another thing. Do you know that church was supposed to be held in church? Obviously, we couldn't get it from C and all of that. So they said, okay, fine, we're going to just do church blessing for us. So they asked us to go and look for a venue where they would do the church blessing. Venue, Babu. Which venue? My uncle said I couldn't use this place again, no, because the tradition, I told him that we're not going to be much, and the people that came, they were over 100. So this church blessing, he doesn't want to risk it. What do I do? A day to my church wedding, I did not know where I was going to do the church blessing. I did not know. This, in fact, I was frustrated. I cried. A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. I cried. I was angry. I was bitter. It was the night. Okay, the night I was still looking for calling people. I didn't want to do it in the house because, obviously, people felt, oh, she was already married. Because after my trial, I didn't go back home. Felt, oh, she was already married. So I had to start calling people. Please, can I use your place for my church blessing? Can I use your place? I had to start calling. It held July 31 in the same month. So obviously, I did not move in with my husband. We didn't move in together after the trial. We waited. Some people were saying, what's that? You're already married. You're paid. But I was like, no. I wanted blessings in the church. I wanted to go to church. So I stayed. So my church wedding held July 31. And on July 30th, we're still looking for where to use. So I called a minister. I was like, he called me. Or did I call? We spoke. I don't know who called who, but we spoke, and he was like, oh, how far? What are plans? I was like, oh, that we're looking for venue. We don't know where we're going to use. I was like, venue, how? I said, because the pastor says we cannot use it because of COVID. He was like, this is July. It's just a blessing. They're not singing. No, we're not using instruments. Just, I said, I don't know what we're going to. He said, okay, don't worry. I was going to call him. So he called him. I didn't get any feedback till like midnight. Midnight. Yes, midnight. I just know, okay, it was going to hold. Where, I don't know. So my pastor called me back and was like, oh, how far about me? I said, Daddy. Because he wanted me to give them time. So I was like, Daddy, there's no time, because we don't even have a venue. You told us how. I said, oh, okay. We can use the church. Just come early. And make sure you're using your nose marks, and you need to see my face. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So that was how we were able to hold the church wedding July 31 in church. I'll put a clip of that too in church. And we had the trad in my uncle's house July 7th. So those were my experiences getting married. Those are things I had to go through. It actually strengthened my faith. Yes. It made me trust more in God. What the Lord cannot do does not exist. It does not exist. It made me trust more in God. It just made me put my hope in God. And if there's one thing was that I already knew that God was in this. You know what that just does to you? Knowing that, God, this is you. You know, you ordained this. You are in the center of this, so you would make it work. You know, my pastor, Reverend, will always say that when you act on God's word, you get God's results. That's what happened. I got God's result because, in fact, I will share, maybe in my next video, I will share how we got an almost free wedding. So those were my experiences, things that happened to me that made me almost cancelled my wedding. So share with me in the comment section those things that shook your faith when you are planning to get married. Those events that happen and you're like, if this is it, I'm not marrying again. Share with me. Until then, I'm still Gift Tunde-Osibote. Thank you. Bye.